everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore, and sitting next to me is my co-host.
It's Chris Weir. What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Fart Dungeon. Good to have you back. Ooh, we missed you. We did.
We missed you. We're a day late, but not $1 short.
Well, speak for yourself.
Probably in
I decided to bet on the game.
Okay, you're right. I am $5 short now. So, fuck me, huh? We, boys need a recovery day. We had a long weekend. The sun, I'll be honest with you too, sun got to me. My shoulders are burned. I thought I got everything. I thought I was good, and then I felt my shoulders later in the afternoon. I was like, huh. And I touched them, and they're starting to blister a little bit.
Was that from our Kings Island outing?
That was from the pool on
really?
Saturday. I went to the pool in the morning and then ate, and then took a nap, and then went to the Reds game.
Yeah? Did you recover from that? The nap and the swimming? And then you went out there in the elements again?
And then, went from Great American Ballpark to Ryan House to watch FCC.
Oh, my goodness.
So
True athlete.
Long day, A 2-beer athlete.
Man, that's a gauntlet.
It was a gauntlet. So we all needed a recovery day. You were at Go Bananas all weekend. And so we'll get into that. But first, this show, as always, is brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. Cincy Light is a refreshingly crisp lager brewed in partnership with Cincy Reigns, benefiting student athletes. This easy drinking classic is the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Raise a toast to triumph that the red and black shall reign. Cincy Light beer is available year-round in 12 packs, 24 packs, the tall 16-ounce, 24-ounce cans, which is the flavor of all Cincinnati Daddies. And now we have a new variant floating around out there, Cincy Light Lime, which is truly the taste of summer. So, get some of that. Get by a pool. Have a good time.
Get your shoulders burnt.
Get your shoulders burnt. Crispin up your tattoos, The one that got a little crispy is the bad one. So, we're good. So, one thing I found out...
I love how you said the bad one.
Insinuating
you have a good one.
Hey, guy. Out of the Sky Rose and the banana, the Kool-Aid man is the bad one.
Yeah, that one got a little crispy?
Yeah, the gun got a little hot.
All right.
Yeah, burned the rifle off. I mean, it's a hot barrel. Steamy barrel. So, dude, found that when we were at the pool on Saturday, there was people, they had a cooler, and they had, like, Coke Zero and Sprite. And I was like, they kind of looked a little off. And I got up closer to them. Dude, they were sleeves. They were drinking beers in the public pool.
Love it.
Brilliant move.
That's an adult move right there.
It was kind of the best. Like, I noticed after a couple, they were, like, starting to talk a little louder. And then I saw them go back to the cooler for, like, their third round. And they were like, man, I got so fucking drunk last night. And I was like, yeah, there it is.
No one chicken fights off of 3 Coke Zeros.
No, but they do try to take a nap. And the lifeguard's like, up, up, up. Up, up, up.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. You can't just have 2 of the noodles just like this. Full night.
Yeah, that's how we caught the allegations last time.
So, pretty freaking rad. So, you were at Go Bananas all weekend. How was it?
It was fun. It was a blast hanging out at the Nanner. Great time. We had Brad Sativa headlining there. Super phenomenal comic. Super funny. And then Corey Perry, also from Nashville. Very funny comic. It was a great time all week. If you went out there, it was a good time. If you didn't go, you missed it. What a bummer. With all the shows being sold out, it was tough to go. So, what'd you do?
So Saturday was a big day. Friday. What did I do Friday? I went to see Tyler the Creator. Excellent show. Fantastic show. He complained about how hot it was. And I was like, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks here sometimes.
It's terrible. We hate it.
Yeah, you get to leave.
Yeah, we're here because we want to get out of that.
Yeah, and dude, it was so hot in the arena. Just sweaty. The whole weekend was just sweaty.
We went to Kings Island. I don't think we recorded since then, but that was super fun. A bunch of the boys went out and celebrated, just hanging. And it was soupy. It was. I don't think I recovered. It took me almost a week to recover, from that. Like, it felt like my allergies kicked off too. Like, everything was just so heightened. Like, food was not tasting right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got tested. You're like, I don't have COVID.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I couldn't taste things. It's like I tasted everything to the 10th degree. Like, if it was a little salty, it was extremely salty. Like, I was eating Bananas and Gatorade, which is not a cool Fish song.
It's not?
No.
It sounds like somewhere I would buy my Grateful Dead shirts on Shakedown Street or whatever.
What was it, Bananas and Blow? That was not my life. But yeah, dude, I felt like my whole body just was in a shiver town.
Oh, dude, that's the worst. Yeah, because I've been battling my allergies all year. Remember the start of the season, I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Got through it, figured out what it was, and and then face, got on a Z-Pack. Dude, now it's my eyes. My eyes are on fire.
Man, my voice sounded awful. Like the Thursday and even Friday too, I sounded like I was just gargling gravel out there. I felt so bad. And it's not like a situation where you're going to like clear your throat out there. It's like, don't worry, it's just mucus.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's what you see clearly coming out from it.
Yeah, the front row, it's not the splash zone. You're getting gooed.
Yeah, and seriously, like you'll see like splatter come out, from those lights. So it's very hard to, contain, people not seeing like the trajectory of all your mucus coming at them.
Yeah, like with spit, like when you're talking to people, it just spits up like this.
It looks kind of cool.
It looks sweet. Like you're working hard. I'm sweating. I'm getting through it. It's jazz, baby. Mm-hmm. But then when it's mucus and you feel one go out, because it doesn't just, it fucking flies out of your face and it tumbles over top of each other.
Yeah, the audience will not forgive you for that one.
No, and it's clear as day. Does not matter what you're talking about when you have your mucus somersaulting through a dark room.
Yeah.
And the light's reflecting off of it and everyone's like, oh, God. Like... Yeah, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, so that's what you missed on Thursday and Friday.
Because you can't play through it. You got to just power through. And people are like, why does he sound like an old fax machine?
Is that Tom Waits? What are you doing here?
Just up there chugging cigarettes and smoking coffee.
Chugging cigarettes, smoking coffee.
Chugging cigs and smoking coffees. Oh, yeah. So we had a week. We did it. FCC won their 1 point behind in the Supporter Shield. And they're on a run, so that's good. And the Reds are boys, finishing out the month strong, 15-11. I mean, pretty great. Let's just talk baseball. Let's get into it. It's a later night. We watched the Reds because we're like, we should wait for the Chase Burns start. That's why we didn't record yesterday.
Yeah.
Not that we were all completely zapped.
Mm-mm. We needed to catch. I think we had cumulatively probably about 7 shared hours of sleep.
Oh my gosh.
The past handful of days.
Dude, I just could not sleep. I don't know what it was. All last week, I was just like, trying to catch up from I don't know what, but dude, brutal. So we're here, we're doing it, we're talking ball. Let's we'll start here. Dave Parker, Reds Hall of Famer, future Cooperstown Hall of Famer, passed away on Saturday at the age of 74 years old. Man, what a cool dude.
Yeah, man, if you see any highlights from the 80s, people just looking like a bad mamma jamma, he was in those photos. He was a cool-looking guy, smoking, hawking butts in the dugout and going out and throwing hose pieces from right.
Yeah.
Super cool, phenomenal athlete. Very unfortunately, he's not going to make it to be there for the actual induction. But I'm sure he'll be looking over and enjoying everything. But they actually made that announcement live at the Reds game. That was the first place they dropped that.
Yeah, that was his wife's wish, was that it was going to happen during a game. Like, hey, wait until the game is about to start, then make the announcement. That's what Dave would have wanted. And clearly, he meant so much to every organization he played for. It was, beginning of his career in Pittsburgh, an absolute masher, a part of some big, big teams in Pittsburgh, and then coming to Cincinnati and being a leader with that young squad with Eric Davis and Barry Larkin, talking about how they all looked up to him, and he taught them how to be pros. That is so cool. I just wish I could have got to see him play live, but we were born at the right time. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll go with that. But just a cool guy. I mean, a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, we will say that. Probably a lot. He dipped into the booger sugar.
Dipped.
Yeah, he dove.
He dove.
Yeah, but super awesome baseball player. Anytime you got to listen to interviews and people talk about how he was in the clubhouse, everyone had a ton of good stuff to say about him.
Yeah.
And we talk about the true grit, about being an all-around baseball player. He seemed to fit that bill.
Did you hear that story that Tito told after the presser? about Dave Parker when he played with him?
No.
He was messing with him one day, and he was like in another, I forget which room, he was in another room, and Tito took his belt and tied it around the door so he couldn't get out, and started yanking on it and pulling, and he was like, he's just screaming. I'm like, yo, hey, it's a prank. Don't have to break the door off the handles here. I got you. And then, like, he was on to one last pull, and his belt was about to just shred it open, and Tito just undid it, and Dave was standing there over top. Big eyes, just ready to kill him.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, yeah, that's just what we did with Dave.
Yeah, we just riled him up, man. He would just go and go and go.
Go. So, yeah, man, pretty cool. So, yeah, dude, Dave Parker, it's a bummer that he almost made it to seeded Cooperstown, but, you know, at least he left knowing, hey, man, I'm in.
Exactly. He made it in.
Very cool.
Hats off, Dave Parker.
Hats off, Dave. The Cobra. Dude. The Mets went out and tried to recapture the Grimace magic, but not by bringing a mascot onto the field, but by bringing what appears to be a mascot into their bullpen by signing Richard Lovelady, or as it was announced, Dickie Lovelady. Two things. Is this guy trying too hard? And second, are the Mets themselves trying too hard?
When I first heard his name, I loved him. Then I saw his photo, and I hate him so much. Look, that is a disgusting look. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Don't do that.
He looks like something you would get removed off your anus. He looks like there should be like red shock lines around him. Like, have you seen this on your body? Call a doctor.
Call a doctor. You got the love lady.
You got the love lady.
Dude, he looks like the like that kid you went to like elementary school with, who like taught you the gnarliest stuff before you needed to learn, or would just rip ass on the back of the bus. And he didn't rip, like he shit himself, and he thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So he had that little smirk, and you're like, bro, you shit yourself. He's like, I don't care. I'm Dickie Lovelady.
I'm not gonna get in trouble. Just leaving skid marks on the bus seats, bringing his dad's porno into school. I know, no bounds.
No bounds with Dickie Lovelady. Who cares? The bench here's already brown. I'm just adding to the Lovelady mistake.
Yeah, man, I'm not digging this fellow.
Not one bit, man. Not a guy I want to have a beer with. And the photo the Cubs posted of him eating a donut, I'm like, I think he's just trying too hard, man.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just like, we got him, boys.
We got him. You know who was effortless? Rich Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Dick Mountain. Like, everyone's like, yeah, that's Dick Mountain. And, like, he was like, what's up, boys? I'm 47. I'm trying to make a comeback again. Because that's what Dick Mountain does.
Yeah, man. Eating a donut like that, get out of my face.
Get out of my face with that. Nope. You know what Richard Lovelady does? Creeps out everyone.
Yeah, he does. He always says, here, smell my fingers. And it's just his ass.
Yeah, here, I got you a drink. Don't shake it. So, yeah. And the Mets have just been bad. They got blown out again over the weekend. It's just like the starting pitching reverted back to the mean, and then they tried to fix their bullpen, and they threw this guy in there, and old Dickie Lovelady, not going to fix it. So they got to find themselves, they can't just bring Grimace back. That's not going to happen. They got to find some crazy, obscure mascot, like Rat's Roast Beef.
Yeah?
You bring him out, just get him out of the grave if there was one. Have him go out there and, like, throw it submarine.
Yeah, or throw wet beef.
Just start chucking wet beef at him. Just
hot wet beef.
Hey, Starling Marte, how you feel about some hot wet beef? That'll help you get out of that O2 hole.
Load up the gabagool gun.
Ghoulie loaded.
Ghoulie loaded.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't feel bad for the Mets. They need to take a little step back. So, especially after signing Dickie Lovelady. Supposedly, his name is, like I said, Richard Lovelady. And then they're like, hey, he's going by Dickie Lovelady. Starting, because when you start at a new school, you got to mix it up.
This looks like the photo you get sent when you click on a virus. You've been Dickie Lovelady.
Turns out, dude, he denied. He's like, no, I'm not going by Dickie Lovelady. I've always been Richard. It's like, shut up. You're trying to pull a fast one. The reception wasn't what you wanted. It wasn't that funny. And now you're just backtracking.
Yeah, come on. You look like malware. Get out of here.
Malfeasance malware. Get out of here. Oh, you think that photo's bad? Wait till you've seen him on the mound. Oh, boy. Well, let's move on to our actual team. We should probably do that.
Sure.
You want to?
I think so.
Okay, I do too. What a week for the Cincinnati Reds. Obviously, this evening they dropped one to the Red Sox, but before that, they took care of the Padres 2 out of 3. Took care of the Yankees 2 out of 3, and on the month of June went 15-11. We were skeptical going into the month of June. We're like, man, that's tough, but they swept the Snakes. They took the ever so coveted Ohio Cup from the Cleveland Guardians. They 2 out of 3 from the Tigers as well, and the Twins. That's awesome. What was not awesome about this month was dropping 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals and 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. The Reds are now 11-15 in division play.
11-15 in division?
11-15 in the division. Yeah.
No, we won 11 and lost 15.
15?
Okay, yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah. I know. Math's hard.
It's a bummer, man, and that is the bugaboo. But yeah, talking about how we entered in this month with a lot of anxiety going into it, just looking at some of these foreboding teams, and we said just take it series by series, win the series, and they've been doing that. Yeah. Unfortunately, not to the Brewers and the Cardinals, who are in our division, but all things considered, hey, this is pretty nice.
It is nice. What you said is very important in our division. But what's even more important is they're in front of us, in front of our hopes and dreams to get to that wild card. But also not just the wild card, dude. The Cubs have collapsed. Yeah. They had a 10-game lead, and now it is not. As of this evening, the Cubs are up on the Reds 5.5 games. They're 2 up on Milwaukee, 3 up on St. Louis. But they're still up 14 on Pittsburgh.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so they got double digits.
Don't worry about that.
But everything's back into play. But if they don't take care of the division, they're not going... If they don't start winning these division games on the road or at home, I don't think they were going to make the playoffs.
It'll be an awful situation if we find ourselves at the end of the year tied with one or a couple of the teams in our division and we don't make it in because we had the worst record going against them. And that's something that, I mean, you look at the wild card right now, chock full, of the NL Central. And so those are going to be the players or the teams that we're going to have to outperform. And when there's only a limited amount of times we're going to play them again. So, yeah, that gets a little sketchy.
A little sketch. And it also shows you, that whole national media landscape where they're like, man, the NL Central, the worst division in baseball. Really? One team's leading division, and, 3 of them are vying for the wild card spot.
Yeah, and the Cubs for a while were the best offense in baseball, and you see how tight the race is. It's one of the most competitive, divisions in all of baseball.
Yep. So stop shitting on us. You know what's even more crazy is today there was a Reds player being interviewed that we will talk about in a little bit on Intentional Talk, and they spelled Cincinnati Cincinnati.
Get out of town.
Come on. Tighten it up, buddy. What are we doing here?
Who was it? I didn't even watch.
It was the player of the week.
Oh, okay.
For the Reds.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get to him. Everyone knows who it is. It was Steer. Steer getting interviewed. And I'm like, wait a minute. They have that spelled wrong. How do you have it spelled wrong?
Wait, did they ask him to spell it, or they just had it on
No,
the
so it was like you've got your typical media box with information on the side, ticker on the bottom, and the box on the side said Cincinnati, spelled Cincinnati.
I mean, everything is autocorrect now. I don't understand how you can make that mistake.
The producer of the show must have been a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, and let's get under their skin.
Give them the 2 T's.
Give them the 2 T's and a big thumb down from Tony back in the truck.
Come on now. He knows how to spell.
Yeah, come on. Throw a little respect on there. And yeah, I'll use the autocorrect.
Yeah, it's what it's there for.
That squiggly line, click it. Take a quick gander at it. I know it's in Premiere.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you spelled it real good.
Hey Ed, is this spelled right? Is anyone gonna care?
Yeah, just since and that's T.
Ugh. It's just that kind of stuff is so infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a little, that's just big town mentality, Fuck up. Who reigned this week? Brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Spencer Steer had a hot week at the dish and was recognized as the NL Player of the Week. He hit 522, 520 on base, 957 slug. Oh, man, this is bad. I'm going to start it over.
Go for it, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to start it over. Who reigned this week? Brought to you by Cincy Light, the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Spencer Steer shared a hot week at the dish and was recognized as the NL Player of the Week. 522, 520, 957 slug with an OPS of 1.477 with 3 home runs in one game. In the month of June, he's 315, 333, 543 with an OPS of 877. With Steer this hot, the wins start to stack. How important has this turnaround been for this lineup?
Huge. Absolutely huge. Extending this lineup, being able to connect hits with other hits, having guys on base to where some other people can come up and clear those bases. And sometimes, you know what, you're going to run into 1, 2, or 3 in a game. And so this has been great. You know, just think about how not that long ago we were talking about Steer needing to kind of heat up, see more balls and pitches, and you just look month to month, week to week, how he is just built on that, and he's just the player we expected him to be.
Yeah, I mean, he had been shades of his 2023 self last year as well. I mean, he had that shoulder injury, played through it, and clearly he's put that behind him, and you can see the adjustments he's made. His swing is level, he's getting after it, and being lower in the lineup, kind of relieving some pressure, but also making it longer makes a big difference. Then I looked at April, May, and June for our guy, okay? Mm-hmm. April was not good. We talked about, like, boy, is he ever going to get back to where he was? April, dude, listen to this. In 89 plate appearances, 188, 270, 300 slug with an OPS of 570. May, we're heating up, baby. 270, 336, 390 with an OPS of 726, a little under average.
Huge jump.
But in April, 2 homers. May, 2 homers. June, 315, 333, 543 OPS of 877 with 5 homers, 15 RBIs. Yeah, dude. I mean, that increase of him just seeing and feeling it, and it doesn't seem like, I mean, there's going to be a type of regression, but it's not going to go back to what it was in April.
No, I super doubt that. And just like the way, it seems like everything is so much better now. His timing, the way he's getting his foot down, and he's just not behind the ball where you were seeing him a lot of times, you know, fouling the ball back. Where he's like, oh man, I feel like, you know, he used to be able to put that one in play, you know, hit it for a double, you know, in the right center somewhere. And now that's happening a lot more. I feel like his confidence is with him as well as his mechanics. Timing is great, and his pitch recognition is, you know, what it was in 23 and a bit of 24 as well. So this is awesome. Month to month, he just keeps improving. Yeah,
not putting any pressure on himself, you know, just level swings. And like you said, the swing decision's a lot better, man. And like, this is the dude where you build around, you're like, all right, now you look at the top, you know, TJ being TJ, Matty Ice being flipped to 2, and then Elly, Hayes when he's healthy. Come on. And then you got Spence. And then you got CES, and you're like, man, okay, now we're really clicking.
Yeah, when you got some of these guys that, you know, pretty much all these guys have some nice power. Mm-hmm. So when you have somebody that you can plug into the 7-hole that's a home run threat, and the guy behind him is even more of a threat, that is just a peculiar lineup to try to navigate. And it just keeps, like we said, is going to get deeper once we get a little bit more help. We just got Hayes back, so that has already proven some dividends. So, yeah, having Spencer Steer be the Spencer Steer that we knew he was going to be is great for any lineup, especially the Reds.
Especially the Reds. I feel like the Reds were looking at his June and going, man, you know what? He's hitting really well. He's putting it together. He can play first. He can play third. We could have him at second. He can definitely play left. If in a pinch, he can play right. We feel good about DFAing Jammer Candelario.
Mm-hmm. It had to have been like part of the equation.
It had to be where they're like, we don't want to send CES down because he's earned it of like, he needs some quality time up here. But are you shocked it finally happened?
I am shocked it finally happened because I felt it would have been the thing that they just gave him an addition. I thought they would give him an additional month. I thought they would give him until the All-Star break. It felt like something they were going to kick the can down the road to a couple more spots. before they came to that decision. And I'm glad they made it, because to me that signals, hey, we are contending. We're going to have to eat this cost because we need to win games.
Yeah. The old regime would have been like, how do we package him with a couple of prospects to get this money off the books? And they didn't do it. And it was like, we'd rather have you sit at home and give you that money. Which, God, that felt good. I mean, it gets me a little worried going into the trade deadline because, I mean, they've tried to outsmart the system with the doubles turning into homers with that profile. But we don't have to get into that. But I'm just glad that the front office and ownership went, you know what? No. Jammer, go home. We don't need you here. We don't need this. And it seemed like everyone's playing a little more fun without him being around.
It did seem like right away there was a bit of a gear shift where like, hey, let's go. You're the guys. You are the dogs. Let's go out there and play. Bark, bark, bark.
Yep. Woof, woof, woof. I heard it was a little somber around the clubhouse at first, but then it's just like, let's just keep winning. We got to prove it. And they got to do it because, you look at the lineup and you know, we praise it now, but at the same time, it's like, is this enough to contend, to not just get to the playoffs, but sustain when they get there? But that is a conversation that we don't need to have tonight because we're being positive. Because guess what? The boys, man, looking good except for tonight in Boston. What a weird game in Boston.
It really was. There was a handful of things that happened that just you just don't typically see a lot of weird plays. Obviously, Chase Burns didn't make it out of the first, which we're going to get into some of that stuff here. But yeah, in Boston is a weird ballpark, and we saw a lot of that coming into play.
It's kind of not a good ballpark.
It's confusing, when you're having like athletes run around and just decide, it's like, am I going to run right into a wall, or do I have like another 20 yards of grass?
Yeah, I'm so confused. Why is there a triangle here? And then there's this giant wall in left that's real loud and scary.
And there's this big green fuzzy guy that keeps tickling me.
He's holding me down saying, I'll get my revenge.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
But dude, and then that home run and that pesky pole. It's just, what did you say while we were watching it tonight? It was just like they started and they're just like, I don't know what we do next with this. Do we just put a wall here?
Oh yeah, like with how weird baseball is for all the rules and these little subtle things that just don't want to change and just keep, it's very archaic stuff. But the outfield is, just make it up as you go. We don't care. Yeah, why would we care? Yeah, have it jut out there, put a hill, fuck yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, you know what? The wall can't zig, but it sure can zag. We don't care. We're quirky.
That's how we do it over here. Yeah, so it's a very strange thing, and you just saw a lot of those characteristics come out in the ballpark with the pesky pole, that triangle out in center right. And there was just a few spots. I mean, who wasn't at third? Couldn't make the play because they thought he had a wall right next to him. So
Espinal tonight.
Yeah. So, some weird stuff. And, of course, Chase not getting out of the first and a few other things. Trevino, a catcher, came in and threw. We almost came back with a lot of things. An inside the park home run.
Yeah, because they have that weird triangle where the walls are different heights. And with a sport and their ownership group being so adamant about how they want a salary cap, you think that they'd want to worry about people's kneecaps going into that stuff. But instead they're like, nah, it's from 1903.
It's jazz, baby.
It's jazz. So let's get into the starters, and then we'll get to Burns. And once we get to Burns, we can talk about what happened with him tonight. Nick Lodolo, he had two goes of it. He had one against the Yanks, one against the Padres. Against the Yankees, 4 1/3, 1 earned run, 6 hits, no walks. That's a big one. 6 Ks, 11 whiffs. He had 5 whiffs on his 4-seamer, but he also had 6 called strikes on his sinker. Fastball command was much better. Wasn't flying. There was a couple where he was flying all over the place. Some where he released too high, but overall that was much better. And then he regressed against the Padres, 5 1/3, 1 earned run, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. I mean, you look at the plot chart. I mean, the 4-seamer and the sinker, There are so many that are just inside, outside, low, away. Like, it was all over the goddamn place.
Yeah, he was not tight. There was initially it seemed like he was being able to work that up and inside part of the zone coming into righties, and then he started to fall away from it. I feel, but he definitely not as crisp as he was against the Yankees that he was with the Padres.
Yeah, he had that early. I mean, he had 6 called strikes. He got a whiff on a 4-seamer. He got 4 whiffs on the slider. 4 whiffs on the sinker, 4 called strikes on the sinker. But it still isn't what it was. And a lot of those called strikes on that 4-seamer was either high and inside or high and away. So you're absolutely right. It's just, once he finds that, dude, that's the thing, is we just keep bringing it up because once he finds that and has it, man, he's going to be unstoppable.
It makes the other pitches so effective when he can, plot those X's on the corners of the strike zone. He's able to throw that 4-seamer, and then he can, work with, a slider or a changeup off it or his big hook.
Yeah.
But when he's not able to find that, and you're seeing this with a lot of, batters that he's going against, when he's having trouble controlling the inside part of the plate, they tend to wait on his pitches because he's working outside, and so it's much easier for them to sit back and wait on the off-speed, the sliders, and the change-ups, curveballs, and that's when his pitch count starts to kind of stack up.
And that's when it spirals. That's when it spirals. We'll get him there,
So that's why it's so crucial for him to get that fastball working, because everything plays off of that so well.
It plays so well. And then he'll find it. I believe that he's going to find it this year.
I do too.
I think he's going to get back to it. The good thing, though, as much as we nitpick about him because we want him to be so freaking good, as we nitpick, he is still healthy.
That's great.
We are releasing this on July 1st, and he's not made it back to the injured list.
Not dealing with any finger blisters, too, which is nice. Not an ongoing situation that every other week, maybe we're pulling him out earlier, having him rest to start to let that tamper down. But yeah, we have such high expectations for him because we know how his stuff and how, he can dominate on the mound.
Yeah, 110%, dude. And what was it? It was like it wasn't plantar fasciitis. What did he have again last year that we had to figure out?
Oh, man, I have no idea.
We talked to that doctor, it was like in his shin.
Shin, splint, magic toes.
Magic toes.
He had twinkle toes.
Nanitis.
He had a nanitis.
He had the nanitis.
He got the itis. He got the foot-itis.
I got the Lodolo-itis, and it's not good. I can't spot a thing. It's screwing me, boys.
I can't spot a fastball.
I can't do it. I'm looking because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if he had a stint. If he did already have a stint on the IL, didn't he? I swore he did. Let me look at his transactions because I'm having a. Oh, he had a kid.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes, that was it. Yep, had a kid.
Yeah, I'll put you out for a little bit.
That'll do it.
That'll make you miss a start.
That's right, because he didn't miss a start. Luckily he had the kid, and then went down. Found it, and then went down to Miami and did not have a good start.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I thought I was going to bring some dad strength with him.
Yeah, and he didn't. He was tired. He was like, "I'm up with my baby." He said, "I'm going to serve up a few fastballs.
I need some skin-to-skin contact."
Give me back my son. Brady Singer. Okay, this fella right here, Brady Singer. We've been talking about him. Brady Singer. He had 5 innings pitched, 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 9 Ks. Slider, 7 whiffs, 2 called strikes.
That's nice. That's improvement.
Bad news, the slider got smoked for a ding-dong.
It did.
But this is improvement. You take that out and you look at what his problem has been. And it was a Yankees team that was pretty fired up.
Yeah, and this is one thing we were talking about, obviously, in a lot of our other podcasts, is him being able to perfect an out pitch. And the slider was not getting any swings and whiffs.
No, and dude, that slider to Jazz, it was right at the kneecaps. He turned on it, put it 5 rows from going out of Great American Ballpark. And the night before, he got tossed. So, like, he was hunting it, knew it was coming, smoked it. So, Jazz is a very good hitter. Jazz loves hitting where the left field porch is short. He would have fit great at Great American Ballpark. But instead, he chose a smaller porch at Yankee Stadium. Well, he didn't choose, he got traded. But he prefers to play at that park. So, aside from that, man, dude, I'll take it. Because he needs to get that figured out.
Yeah, I think it's going to greatly improve his outings. I mean, just seeing the fact that his strikeouts went up so dramatically, I think that's good for him. And also seeing there is a lot of effectiveness with how these pitches were playing off of one another. And yeah, just a handful of mistakes there. But, you know, he played against a really great team.
Yeah, a good lineup that was slumping, and then the beast awoken for his outing. But again, like, even if he would have... the length wasn't there. That's fine. Like we said, long lineup. We see the improvement. It's starting to get better. Thank goodness. So he's going to go up against the Phillies, who have been on a little bit of a cold streak as well. So hopefully he can keep the balls in at Citizens Bank. But we'll see. That's a tough lineup. I just hope that he's still working on it and getting the slider right. But, and then Nick Martinez. Okay. What a week for this dude. Goes out. He gets shelled. He goes 2 2/3, gives up 7 runs the week before. And then he goes to the pen, gives them 3 innings out of the pen. Right? That's crazy. And then makes his next start against the Padres. 8 innings pitched. 1 hit.
What a guy!
What a guy!
Yeah, tell me about it. This dude.
This fella. But a little inside baseball for you. The camera cut off. We got a new one. We're trying to figure it out. So, yeah, dude, he went out and, he's like, might as well have my bullpen sessions on the field if you need help in the bullpen. I'm your guy.
Yeah, no wasted energy with this man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little wasted energy. He's tip-tapping around. Yeah, I love watching this guy pitch. I love seeing him succeed. He took a no-hitter. He had like around, he was under 100 pitches.
Yeah.
When he was going to be entering into the ninth. I think he was under 90 or something.
He was at 102, I thought.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe.
I remember I was at Go Bananas, and I'm trying to follow along on my phone, and I was checking the box score, and it took me a minute to realize, like, and that's what I sent a text like, guys,
and I'm sitting there bobbing to Tyler the Creator, like, and then I'm like, Alicia's like tapping me. She's like looking at her watch, going, "There's a thing," and I'm like, "What?" Ooh, and dude, the big thing was he was getting a lot of weak contact. He had 5 whiffs on the changeup and 7 called strikes. His best pitch was working, and he was effectively mixing, and this is as good as it gets. It can't get any better.
Yeah, and especially, too, when you think about the amount of pitchers that we see that are throwing, 99, 100, and really trying to work off those really hard, breaking slider pitches. This guy is going to throw everything at you and just keep you off balance all day. He's going to use your aggressiveness towards you. Oh, you think you're going to hit this fastball? It's going to tail away just subtly. Oh, no, you got the changeup. I'm so sorry about that. You're gonna pop it out to right field.
Yeah. Or just get right under it, and it's just ground ball galore.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and I love seeing him and the way he affects these younger pitchers that, say like a Nick Lodolo that can benefit from getting hitters out earlier and not always nibbling around like the edges.
And like you said, veteran dude. Like tonight, Connor Phillips gave up that grand salami. He got pulled from the game. Who was the first guy talking to him?
Nick Martinez.
Like, hey man, look, I'm a starter. I'm also out of the pen. I've done both. I've had to go to Korea to relearn the game and learn this changeup. I'm here for you because I've been there and this sucks.
Yeah.
But it's only going to get better and you're going to learn from it.
Yeah, that was awesome seeing that. And also seeing Tito look over his shoulder and seeing them have that conversation. So there was a lot of things, especially, in this game tonight, that didn't go the Reds' way and could be viewed as like, oh, that was awful. But there was a lot of really nice things that you saw that were going on in between plays that I thought was really helpful.
Yeah, extremely. He's the man. I think that Nick Martinez might be the most valuable pitcher in this Reds organization this year. I'm not discrediting like everybody else and what Hunter Greene's done since he's been out, or like what Andrew Abbott's done, but someone with that voice and that wealth of knowledge and the willingness to go back and forth, to do whatever the team needs, bestow that wisdom. You just don't find those dudes all the time.
No, you can throw him in all these different situations. He's come out to put out fires, go long, play on short rest, then go back to the starting rotation and just twirl an absolute gem into the ninth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very impressive.
Dude, what a guy. I mean, you just can't I want them to lock him up even though I know it's fiscally irresponsible.
Yeah.
I want them to be like, yeah, keep him here until he's 43. He can do this. But like, man, I just love that dude.
I do too, man. It's a Nick Martinez podcast now.
God damn it! Always has been pro Nicky. Okay,
Yeah.
we're pro Nicky Martz. Then Andrew Abbott, he didn't have his best start, but he didn't have his worst start. He went 5 innings, 1 earned run, 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks. 7 hits, not good with the 2 walks. That's like he just didn't have his best stuff that day. But the Padres, again, a team that is vying for a playoff spot, a team that we believe is very good at baseball because they have a long lineup. He didn't get the quality start, but like if this is as bad as it gets for him,
1 run in 5 innings.
Bingo.
And he didn't have his best stuff. If you can come out there and go to plan B and it results in giving us 5 innings and only giving up 1 run, that's an amazing plan B.
Yeah, and it was a boiler out there, man. Like, not getting, like, crazy, like, not giving up, long, hard contact either. It's just like, oh. So, I mean, that's huge. That's huge for him, and it's huge for the staff. Like, we are sitting here looking at this chart and nitpicking, but what we're nitpicking against is Nick Lodolo giving up 1 run to the Yankees, Lodolo giving up 1 run to the Padres, Brady Singer 4 runs to the Yankees, Nick Martinez, who we just praised, 1 hit. Like, this is elite starting pitching, and your quote-unquote ace is still on the injured list.
Seriously, and then the guy that we just picked up to kind of tamp that down with Wade Miley, he's out right now too. And then so we just brought up, a rookie, this young kid, young phenom, and in the very, thick of this June schedule, doing really well. Against the Yankees, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, no walks, 8 Ks. Struck out his first 5 batters. It doesn't get any better than that. That was so exciting to watch. That was such a thrill. Like, my nipples were hard the whole time. And it was still even thrilling just to watch, like, the first, inning here and seeing it. But that going against the Yankees, the American League defending champs, struck out the first 3. He struck out Aaron Judge. Should have been on 3 pitches.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like he was a hot knife through butter. Didn't matter.
Nope. Did not matter, dude. And I was nice and close to see that debut, and you could hear the pop of the mitt with that fastball. Sometimes we're just like, ooh, and watching it that slider just poof or poof. It was impressive. And the dude sitting next to me, Yankee fans, and they look over and they go, "Looks like you got another one."
That's awesome.
I was like, we sure did, buddy.
Yeah, man, we just keep, stacking good pitchers on top of each other. This is great. And then think about the other arms, too. We haven't mentioned, like, Rhett Lauder being out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great place to be in. That was an amazing, awesome start. That is such a great memory for him and for us to see that. I am just so thrilled that he's here.
I'm thrilled that he's finally up here and doing it because there was nothing left. There was nothing else left. And then he proved it. And then, he got tagged for 1. And that's going to happen. Ben Rice having a really good year and just guessed right and crushed it.
Yeah, didn't miss it.
And then had the 1 hit spiral out, and that caused the other 2 runs. Or caused a run. But, like, again, first start, you're like, I'll take this every day.
Absolutely.
Every day, 9 times out of 9. I'll take it 7 days a week.
Not just the stuff, but the moxie, too. He went right after him. I mean, how many former MVPs did he strike out that day?
No kidding.
4?
Bellinger.
Judge.
Goldschmidt. Who's the 4th?
I think there was...
Hold on. Because it's not Jazz. It wasn't... No.
Maybe I'm making the 4th one up. I felt like he maybe struck out 4 former MVPs. Was it John Carlos? Was he an MVP ever?
Yeah. Was he? No, he wasn't in the lineup that day. I don't think. I can check.
He might not have been.
What was the date? 20... Oh, hold on here. I can pull it up. I've got it clicking, dude.
Regardless, the first 5 recorded outs were strikeouts. That they threw out like a weird stat that hasn't been done since some weird ass name that has fallen out of the lexicon since then. So that is such a strong start that we're gonna, I imagine we're gonna get more accustomed to that being, the norm that he turns in. But he ran into a bugaboo the first inning against Boston, and a lot of that had to do with him tipping pitches. That we'll get into. And also, that start could have gone so much differently.
Way different. Stanton was not in the lineup.
Okay.
How crazy of an injury that he just came back from, though. Double tennis elbow, dude.
It's so weird.
Insane. Just like how fast and how hard he swings the bat, like, is just destroying his elbows.
That's such a peculiar injury.
Double.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. So... Yeah, Chase Burns, we don't even need to bring up the line. I'm not even going to do it.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't matter.
It's
Irrelevant. What I will bring up is that he definitely was tipping his pitches after what happened at second base with McLean rushing it and overthrowing Elly. And then I think he got out of rhythm. And when you have 2 pitches, basically,
mm-hmm.
and you're rushing or you're rattled... You're going to start to show them, and these are big league hitters. They're going to tell everyone.
Yeah, you saw them speaking, as they're walking by, they're telling everybody, hey, this is what he's doing,
Yeah.
Having these conversations. But yeah, that first inning could have gone so much differently. I did like he was down 2-0 to leadoff batter,
Yep.
and he just dropped a slider in there like it was nothing, and then worked it to full, and then, thinking, he might strike this guy out. Doesn't. He puts it in play. I believe gets a single off of it, and then he dials up what seems to be, great, he's going to get a double play ball here.
Yeah.
And then Matt McLean just biffed it. It looked like his back plant, right foot kind of went out from underneath him when he's trying to, throw it over to Elly and it just sailed on him. And just to think about how much differently that inning could have gone had they gotten that double play, and the confidence is right back there, and he could have just went and struck out the next guy. But that is not what happened.
Yeah.
However, he will learn from this start, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to see him tipping those pitches again.
No, that's going to be an easy fix. And I bet DJ took him down to go look at the iPad and was like, hey, watch that elbow, dog.
Because everybody else is.
Everybody else is. Yeah, they picked up on it real quick. So, yeah, man, I'm not overly, again, I'm not worried. I'm just bummed.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see him thrive, which I know he will. Think about it like this. If he wasn't tipping pitches, and this is the performance that we saw, then there would be some problems.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, I don't really see too many problems.
I don't see that many problems.
Yeah.
We also need more information.
Yeah, we do need more information. So that's what it just would seem like. He got jumped. They found something early. But you know what? What did he give up? 7? Was it 7 runs in the first?
Yeah.
Think about how close this game was and how fun it. There was a lot of stuff going on. The Reds were fighting back, and it didn't seem, even when they were down 7, it was like, I bet they can probably come back.
Yeah, against a lefty of all things, their biggest bugaboo of the year, and they just found a way to keep chipping away at Crochet. They were down 3 runs at one point,
and it wasn't like they were getting little dink chop hits. They were really hitting it hard.
Yeah,
I mean, Hayes had 2 missiles. One went out. He had a triple and a home run.
Yeah,
and then who was it? Reese Hines, I think, had a decent hit.
Smoked it.
Yeah, so it wasn't like they were touching him up.
Yeah, they were touching him up, and then Joe Lasorza got touched up. And after that, Chase Petty was looking really good, and then he got the bases juiced, and then kid got. And like we said, Nick Martinez went and chit-chatted and was like, hey, man, this shit happens.
Yeah, that's life.
This is life. This is life as a reliever. You'll get over it. We'll move on. Just keep your head down and keep getting better. So, like, as much as it sucks to see them lose like this, it's promising that, again, it was against one of the best pitchers in baseball, Garrett Crochet. They didn't ever quit. They kept biting that and chipping away. So you feel good about going into the rest of the week against the Red Sox.
I do. I feel pretty good about it.
I feel good. And then you look at the bullpen for the week. We already talked about Nick Martinez. Lyon got one hung on him, but he got a save during the week. Scott Barlow is having more Ks than walks on the week. Taylor Rogers had a good outing in a high-leverage situation. Ian Jabot, our boy, got, but he's on the IL with a right shoulder impingement. Back with the pingies.
Got a little pinch.
Wasn't a great week for the guys out there, but wasn't enough to sink. Like, there wasn't the bullpen's fault if they lost.
No, and when the offense is actually producing more runs, it is easier for the bullpen to not be, you can be a little imperfect, and it's not going to cost you, a loss.
No.
And I also want to point out, too, there was a Lyon Richardson and Scott Barlow didn't have a good outing when they were playing against San Diego, and we ended up giving up, the win, blew a, not a save, but gave them the win.
Yeah.
And then the next day got sent back out.
Yep.
To redemption. That's just how it is. It's like, hey, you're upset about this. Don't worry. You're going to be thrown tomorrow. Don't
you worry. You're right back out there. Because, hold on here. Lyon had 2 1/3 on the week. And Barlow had 1 2/3 on the week. So, and Brent, just being Brent, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. You just love to see it. You wish you had Graham Ashcraft to be another long guy, because there isn't, like, Joe LaSorza went out today and gave up a couple bombs. You hope, you're like, this is, I guess, the holding, this is the popsicle sticks being held together by Elmers.
Mm-hmm.
Of this is the long guy for today.
Yeah, they've been able to be, kind of react as things kind of happen with injuries and shifting people around. You did like seeing Ashcraft kind of just be that reliable guy in like Tony Santillan to be the setup for the ninth. And you just think of a lot of these situations like, oh man, it'd be great to have Ashcraft right now. But alas, we don't. But eventually we will.
I mean, guess what? That doesn't matter. These are champagne problems because they took, like we said, 2 out of 3 from the Padres, 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. So the result was there. It just, these aren't sexy lines from your bullpen where they were carrying you to start the year because you weren't scoring runs.
Mm.
And now it's like, hey, we're scoring some runs. You got a little bit of some breathing room. You don't need to be elite right now.
Yeah, you don't have to have all that pressure on you. And again, just entering into this month, not having your ace, not having a couple of your go-to setup guys. And this is so far the result that you're winning more games than you're losing. That's nice.
That's nice. That's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how we went the season ago.
Mm-hmm.
The lineup, aside from Spencer Steer just being hotter than the surface of the sun, this does not include today, but Will Benson walked it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he walked it off. 417, 500, 917 OPS. 5 hits in 12 plate appearances. This is a guy, that we have always said was getting unlucky. Didn't play tonight because lefty.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a dude that we want to succeed. He's not a long-term solution. We have all decided that. But having him get hot like this can keep him in the mix.
Yeah, he's got a great stick, and he is fun to watch. And he was putting together some really great at-bats. That one that he had the walk-off on was a very nice at-bat that he put together. Didn't miss that change-up the second time around. And, man, that was such a fun moment for him.
Such a great... Dude, he needed that. He needed that so bad. Gavin Lux in 4 games, 364, 417, 455 with an OPS of 872. Who else do we got here? Austin Hayes had a night tonight, but for the week... 111, 222 with an OPS of 333. So not Not the guy that we wanted to come off the IL, but the guy we wanted to come off the IL showed up at the ballpark he loves to hit at.
Mm-hmm.
So murdered it there. I bring this all we got a bunch of guys on a cold streak, but we got some guys that are just so hot. One guy who has just consistently gotten better, and you look at him and you go, okay, we kind of put a lot of pressure on him because he's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Elly De La Cruz for the month of June, which did not include tonight, 348, 429, 674 with an OPS of 1.102. Here's what's impressive. 19 strikeouts to 13 walks. Dude is seeing it.
Yeah, he really is, and from both sides of the plate.
And that's what's crazy. Both sides. Power from both sides. He has 7 home runs on the month.
He's staying through the ball so much more. And even those hits that aren't those monster shots where he is just punching the ball up the middle, even if he's breaking his bat, he's seeming to have those balls fall more because he's hitting it to more of the open part. He's just sending it right back up the box, staying back. And that's why he's also able to hit those pitches opposite field.
Yep.
He's just waiting to click more, and he's able to see it and fight it off if he's a little behind or just a little bit out in front. He's able to send it right back up the box
without having a huge front step.
Correct.
So you put those things together, plus letting them walk you, dude. You've got a guy. He's also got protection finally.
Yeah, and what you were just saying about him taking walks, he is looking so good at taking pitches that we're so familiar with even earlier on in this year of swinging and whiffing at that starts out low and drops out, almost into the dirt, and he is just not even just, he's just turning his nose up at it.
Just, not for me. That sweeper by my shoelaces I used to swing at, I've grown up.
Yeah, I recognize that changeup. Believe me, I'll be swinging next time.
Next time, you bet I will, and I'll be putting it into a fan's hands.
Yeah, so just seeing the way he is incrementally doing better, each month, this is so great. And it's from all parts of his game, minus his fielding. But that is just something that I know. He biffed a little bit.
Okay.
I gotta say a little bit of thorns with our roses here.
Okay, all
but that is not me saying it all by any stretch of the
Put him in
imagination.
center field.
Put him in
center field.
Get out of town.
Put him in center field.
You're out of your mind. No, he's a phenomenal shortstop. He's just gonna get better. Look at the same stat. Look at the stats. That Concepcion had when he was his age. So I guarantee you he had very similar errors.
Yeah, it's crazy when you look at it.
Errors,
when you look at this stretch of games, it's career game 318 to career game 342.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if he's doing this already, and he's getting and he stays this, I don't see him having a monster regression. I'm saying if he gets even close to this for the month of July, he's batting 290. 370 with a 570 slug with an OPS around 850. Holy crap, you still have a very, very good baseball player who is figuring it out.
And it is coming up in clutch moments more and more.
Yep, he's understanding the situation. And what Tito said to start the year, what he said to him at spring training really resonates was, we just need you to be 90% of you because that's going to be so much better than everybody else.
I love that.
And it's, dude, just watching Tito and all the small stuff, that, the captain's chair, the captain hat, just having this stuff where he's building this clubhouse where these boys are coming together and being this is our leader, tight ship, and the skipper of this tight ship's got to have efficiency, got to have the boat chair, got to have it for our steamboat captain. Going out there tonight with Chase, and the way he started by approaching it, slapping his hands and going, hey, it happens.
Yeah, keep your head up. It happens.
It happens.
Also, too, the way the players feel comfortable to mess around with him, too. I mean, Brent Suter doing a Harry Carey voice as he's being brought off towards the end of that game against the Yankees that we ended up winning. And you're just hey, it's great to be out here. You guys have fun. It's just how many players would feel comfortable doing that when their manager's coming out in a very serious part of a game, and he's just like, I'm going to drop one on him.
I'm going to hit you with this, the moon's made out of cheese. And, he said, that's the first time I've done that in a game. I just wanted to throw off Tito and see what he would do, and it worked.
They feel comfortable.
They're comfortable, and that is so huge compared to whatever was happening the years before.
Yeah. I love this energy that they have now.
And it's just, and I think the Francona effect is really kicked in, because there's a couple more games you're like, I don't think they would have stayed in it. I think they would have mentally dropped out of here if you had that other guy who just would have ran onto the field and screamed at the ump and got tossed.
Yeah, it's like, I spent energy. How can you be upset with me?
Yeah, why can't you guys pick it up? Look what I did.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is it. This is how you manage. It's like, no, it's not. And man, it's just great to see the difference. And it's showing with wins. And it's showing with the improvement and the development of Elly De La Cruz. And man, dude, I'm hyped for the rest of the month. I'm hyped for the month of July. I'm hyped for the All-Star break. I am really glad that Elly De La Cruz turned down the home run derby.
Same.
I understand that it doesn't really actually mess up your swing and all this. No. He wants to earn it in a way where he's being prolific for his team, or his team gets to success first, and then he can go get it.
Mm-hmm. Also, that's a lot. It's not just you're going out there to hit. It's an all-day thing when you're there. It's a mental grind. It's a physical thing. It's not something that, it's just you go out there and just have fun. Like you're just playing golf or something for a day. It's like, no. Don't let him do that. I don't want to see him mess with his swing. And yeah, he wants to be out there for the right reasons.
Yeah, because it's just a swing after a swing after a swing after a swing. And it's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be hot. It's going to be boiling. He's going to be so full of Waffle House or lemon pepper wings from Magic City, because that's what I would do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would just want to be fat and bloated sitting on the sideline, just lifting my leg and farting on Wilson Contreras and going, gotcha, and then watching other people hit dingers and ruin their swings for the rest of the year.
It'd be great if teams could nominate people from their team to be, because I would love to see Rhys Hines.
Dude, Rhys Hines would be dope. I'm excited, but I'm also bummed, and I think we'll talk about it next week when Jake's back. Dumper being in the home run derby.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he accepted, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
We'll see what happens, man.
You're on such a tear.
I
Just
know.
don't screw it up.
And also, he's a catcher, too, man. He's just got finite amount of energy. He's just going. He's for the fans.
Dude, he has reserves in them ham hocks.
Yeah.
Okay. We after the home run derby, we're gonna see him shrink down. Be like, what happened? He'd be like, too many A swings. Too many A swings. Let's take a look. It's in a book. We're talking baseball. Let's take a look at the injuries and what updates we've got. Hunter Greene threw off a mound today in Boston. He was in Arizona. He was rehabbing, getting his stuff right. Now he threw a side tonight. He's throwing a simulated game July 2nd. He might be back before the All-Star break, after the All-Star break. It all just depends on this simulated game. So I guess his groin's feeling much better.
Yeah, and I feel much better about that groin, that we're going to see him seemingly in July.
So you're going to have, look at this thing about this rotation. He comes back. Hunter Greene, Nick Lodolo, Andrew Abbott, Brady Singer, Chase Burns.
Man.
Nick Martinez goes to the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Martinez goes to the pen. Not a Roman salute. Nick Martinez goes to the pen. Rides it out. Then Chase Burns will inevitably come close to that innings limit. You want to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you swap him. You swap.
I dig it.
Here you go. And let Chase Burns just be like, hey, man, you got one inning. Let it rip.
Mm-hmm.
Get these 3 to 5 batters.
That'll be fun.
Go get them, Tiger. That'll be fun for the stretch of the playoffs. Imagine just how much better your bullpen got down the stretch when old Chasey gets close.
Yeah, and then Ashcraft is back in there. Ooh.
Oh, come on. And then you can go out and make a move for. There's not a whole lot of good bullpen arms available at this deadline, but which we're getting closer and closer to. Oh, just hang on, boys. So yeah, that's just. I am so excited for Hunter Greene to come back. If he comes back before the All-Star break, think about who he's going against. You got a home stretch that is butter.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice if he came back before the All-Star break to give him an additional break afterwards, give him a handful of extra days. But yeah, we'll see if he's going to be pitching in July. I'm just stoked about that.
Stoked. Like we said, Eat Tane. He's got a shoulder impingement. And quote, Terry Francona doesn't think it's anything Jabot can't get past. So what does that sound like? You're going to be on the IL for 15 days. You're going to get big league money. You're going to get big league meals, big league hotels. And just write it out because we can't option you.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Enjoy. Ashcraft is throwing a simulated game on the 2nd. So, okay. He's coming back. We've been told and what we've heard, he's moving along quite nicely. So I think that he should be back after that simulated game. He won't need a recovery or anything. Okay. Novi Marte. After 3 straight rainouts, he played in Double-A Chattanooga's doubleheader on the 29th. He had 3 hits, including a triple, 2 RBIs, and 6 ABs across 2 games. He also was batting, in the rehab games before that, 188. So you can see he's starting to get ramped up. He's starting to find his swing again. It's going to be interesting to see what happens once he comes back. Because you look and you're like, okay, so you got rid of the Candyman. So who else on this roster and on this bench are you going to have to say, Rhys Hines, you're going to send him down? Okay, so then, because Jake Fraley, he received a cortisone shot for his torn labrum. He's going to rehab during the road trip. He's going to have surgery after the season, but he's had this injury for 4 years. It's like what McLean has. So what I don't understand is if you can't really hit for power, you're turning on some, you're making some pretty good plays in the field, you're playing through it, but you're also kind of a detriment because this team needs right-handed power hitting. And then he comes back, so then you send down Will Benson again? Because you have Jake trying to play through a partially torn labrum? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't like that he's injured, obviously, but I think the right move is for Jake Fraley to figure this out on the IL for a good while.
Sure.
Because I just don't see... If we can't find a place for Jamer Candelario, and I understand Jake Fraley was playing much better than Candelario, I think we don't necessarily have a spot for an injured Jake Fraley when we didn't and shouldn't have had a spot for him to begin with because we weren't addressing the situation of a lack of any sort of power from the right field. Unless when you have Will Benson in there or something. So what do you think is going to happen? Are we going to say shift Spencer Steer out to right when we have Noelvi come back up? And then maybe CES, again, a lot of this stuff is going to depend on how some of these players are playing. But if CES is anywhere near effective as what we think he can be, and if Noelvi is playing anywhere near as what he was, those are your 2 corner guys, and Steer can be a good right-handed option for the outfield as long as his shoulder's still doing all right.
Do you think there's a possibility that you could put Novi in left? It's not crazy hard to play it at Great American Ballpark.
I mean, I don't think his glove is strong enough to argue against it at third,
Yeah.
So it depends on his bat. If his bat is working, he's in the lineup.
Yes.
I don't really care if it's third base or left field or right field. I want that masher in there.
Yeah, and I don't really want to mess with his head. I just leave him at third. I don't want to mess with his head again because that's what happened to him all of last year, and that didn't work out great.
No.
So if he's comfortable at third, he's hitting at third like he was right before he got hurt, looking like the dude that we knew from September of 2023 and August of 2023. I leave him at third, and then you just work everybody else out around.
I agree.
I think you can also... you can put CES in left. It wouldn't be great, but Jesse Winker didn't play a good left field.
No, and again, we need the offense. So if the bat is there, the glove stays.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, just got a little right eye impingement.
Oh, the 15-day IL.
Oh, man, get me some steak. That's what fixes it.
Yeah, he has some floaters.
I say Carson Spires. You say Spears. Began his rehab assignment. He begins it out in Arizona July 3rd. He's expected to pitch 3 innings. They're saying he's coming along awfully nice.
That's good.
That's another good bullpen option. Another 6 starter. Like it's coming. We're coming together. And then, Jesus, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. Connor Joe went on the injured list with hand, foot, and mouth disease. My favorite is the Weds describing it as is dealing with sore feet because of what is normally a childhood illness.
Just say sore feet.
Just say sore feet. Let him go.
Yeah.
Don't punch him while he's down because he can't use his feet.
He can't use his hands or his feet or his mouth.
They're all diseased.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, when I saw that come through where the transactions where it said Connor Joe. No, I'm reading that right. Hand, foot, and mouth disease.
I thought it was a joke at first, honestly.
I was like, what? What is it? April 1st? No, this is real. And then who knows? Someone's gonna go down with chicken pox.
Mm-hmm.
What other kid diseases are we getting?
Polio.
Polio,
well,
yeah.
Popular.
Really well. That's coming back for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I mean, people laughed at me when I got RSV a couple years ago. They're like, isn't that a kid disease or an old person disease? I was like, it's one I got.
Dude, I got shingles when I was 18.
Whoa, that's another weird old person one.
Yeah, I know. I was like, shingles? Like, yeah, shingles.
I heard they're painful.
It was, but it wasn't really that bad because I think it affects you more when you're a lot older.
Older, when your body's breaking down and the shingles are like, we're about to have a field day.
Yeah, mine was just like, what did I touch?
I should not have slept on that couch.
Yeah, so it wasn't, I don't know what hand, foot, and mouth disease is, how painful, but we're thinking about you.
We're thinking about you, Connor Joe, with your childhood illness.
We gotta get a ribbon for it. Hand, foot, and mouth disease. It's like just dripping with bumps.
Bumps, and it's like a little plastic hand, a plastic foot, and plastic lips on like a purple ribbon. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, hand, foot, and mouth disease survivor.
Never again.
Never again will we get hand, foot, and mouth disease. That's so funny. At least no one else got it, you know? I guess it's contagious?
I feel like it has to be.
I don't know. I guess so, because you either get it from the hand, you get it from the mouth, or you get it from a foot. You get it from a foot.
Hey, don't touch feet. What did we say?
What did we say?
Don't share socks.
Connor, when we're on the road, we told you, no strip clubs and no strippers' feet in your mouth. Oh, man. That's crazy. I'm going to do more research on hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're not kicking him while he's down and can't stand. So the rest of the week, we've got the Sox at Fenway Park off on the 3rd. And then 4th of July, that weekend, fireworks abound. They're going to be in Philly with that trash out there by that dumb river, the home of Pat Brennan. He'll be there. We'll be here, but Pat will be there in that Delco trash watching those Cheese Whiz munching pieces of shit. So against the Red Sox, it's Brady Singer versus Richard Fitz. Way better name than Dickie Lovelady.
Yeah, man. Slide on over because Dick Fitz is coming.
Hey, how's it going? Dick Fitz. Just barely.
Make some room.
Make some room. Come on in. Oh, man. And then Nick Martinez against Brian Bello. So I feel really good about the next 2 matchups.
I do too.
I had Richard Fitz on my fantasy team. He had a couple of good starts, and then he got hurt, and then he got and then not so great. So a right-hander in this park where we got a little bit to their pen, but they've still got Hicks and Chapman that could shut it down. So you just want to get to Fitz first. Mm-hmm. Hicks, I don't know, not really shut it down. He just got off the IL. So he's someone who has a lot of gas. It is an old nemesis from St. Louis. Ugh, gross. So I still feel really good about the next 2 games. And then that off day. And then Philly, Abbott, Lodolo, and dude, Burns, man, on Sunday. You kind of feel for him.
For Burns?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man, it's such a deep lineup in Philly in a ruckus environment. Because, Philly sports fans, really patient, temperamental people.
Very chill folk.
Yeah.
I want to see what Burns will do. I'm curious to see how he's going to respond to this. And I imagine we're going to see him throw a little bit more than a third of an inning.
I think he might throw 2/3 of an inning.
Get out of town. I'm going to raise you. I think he's going to get through 3.
Whoa!
I think he's going to do good.
He'll be fine.
He'll address some of the stuff that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Because he listens to this.
He does. I know for a fact. Burns, really big Nasty Boys fan.
Mm-hmm.
Really big. He's been a subscriber to Nasty Nation since 1996.
Pretty crazy. We really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Didn't exist, but he was in it.
Yep.
I don't even think he existed, to be honest
Probably
with you.
not.
I bet he was born. I think he's born. Yeah. He's born post 9/11.
How about it?
About it. So what's really great, though, is the next week. You've got 4 at home against the Fish, and then 3 at home against the Rockies, and then you go into the All-Star break. You've got the Home Run Derby that Monday, All-Star Game Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, and then it's out to New York to the Mets for 3, and then down to the slumping Nats. Mets are slumping, Nats are slumping, off day Thursday. Then you go 3 at home against the Rays, 3 at home against the Dodgers, and then 4 at home against the Braves to end and begin August. Here's the thing, that trade deadline is July 31st. You can stack some wins in the middle of that month. Try and get some separation. You also see in the rest of this month, where aren't the Reds playing?
Oh, were they? Oh, they're not playing any Central Division teams.
Bingo.
And yeah, I really like this month, and I just hope they can keep developing some momentum and don't let off when you play the Marlins or when you play the Rockies. Win as many of those games as what you can.
Yeah, sweep the Rocks. They're bad.
Yes, no mercy for them. And again, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Mets are doing poor. Nationals are doing poor.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of positives about this month.
Yep.
And like you said, deadline July 31st.
Correct.
So a lot of things can change within the landscape of not just with the Reds, but within their division and with the wild card race. So this is going to be... I'm just really excited that we're getting to have some of these fun conversations here. But again, like we've always said, it's in the hands of the boys.
It's in the boys.
They are the masters of their own fate.
Yeah.
And it's right in front of them here.
I'm just really glad we're playing the Rays at home and we aren't going down to George Steinbrenner Field. That's huge because that has been a house of horrors for starting pitching and just a launching pad for bats. So, man, buddy. I mean, this is a make or break month, and it's a real let up. So let's stack some dubs. And dude, next week we are on Sunday night realistically going to start looking at trade targets.
That's exciting.
It's exciting. We can finally start building some lists instead of where 2 weeks ago, dude, we were talking about who the Reds could trade to get some return.
Mm-hmm.
We are now looking and going, how do we get over the hump? It's happening. It's hot out. The ball's starting to fly because that's the way this team was constructed. It's constructed to only hit between the months of June through mid-September. Mm-hmm. So we'll figure it out, dude. So let's round third and head for home. What do you have?
I got some stuff coming up here, but you guys just watch some Reds games. Try to check out some clips of us. Oh, and we're going to be at Rheingeist coming up here.
July 25th.
Nice.
Yeah, July 25th we're at Rheingeist, and then July 26th I'm at the Comet.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, a little back-to-back Cincy action for y'all.
How about it?
How about that? So yeah, Rheingeist, July 25th. Dave Hill's headlining. He's super funny. He opens for Bill Murray. I don't know if you heard of that guy, but cool guy.
Whatever.
Yeah, he covers Jaws. I don't know.
He wears goofy hat.
Has a golf line. Ugh, whatever. So, anything else you want to plug?
Nah, man, I'll plug some more shows next time here. But just thank for you guys for watching us all the time here and kind of going through this. We had some technical difficulties, but you guys stayed with us throughout the entire thing. You don't even know about it.
You don't even know. So, thanks to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast, and congrats to Sports Drink. They bought another building. They're turning an old firehouse into a comedy club.
We need to go.
Whoa, yeah. Oh, dude, that's coming this winter. Don't you bet. Late January, we're making some phone calls.
Yeah, get the roux ready.
Andrew, buddy, we're coming in hot. And then intheclutch.com, promo code NastyBoys. Buy some shirts. And then, dude, drink Cincy Light. Always drink Cincy Light. Drink the tall cans. Drink the short cans. Drink the draft. The draft. Drink it. And then also get the flavor of summer with Cincy Light Lime.
I still need to try that. I do like a good lime beer.
It's good. I had it on draft at Hilltop. One of the home bases.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's not like that fake lime,
Yeah?
It's really tasty, and it's really good when it's above 80 degrees.
I'm sold.
Sold. Give it to him. Thanks for having me in the Fart Dunge.
Hey, anytime.
And thank you guys for watching and or listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.